Hi, I'm Jennifer I from the Atlanta City Council, representing District 6 and this year's chair of the Finance Executive Committee.
Do you have a question, comment, or a suggestion related to the City of Atlanta's proposed fiscal year 2021 budget? The Atlanta City Council wants to hear from residents and stakeholders. Which services do you feel need to be prioritized in the fiscal year 2021 budget, which begins July 1st? The general fund budget is set at $673.4 million. There are several ways to reach out and submit your questions and comments to the Council today and during the virtual town hall meeting Tuesday, June 2nd at 6:15 p.m. Send your email to budgettalk@atlantaga.gov. If you'd prefer, you can submit a video of your question, as long as it's 15 seconds or less. For social media, tweet us at ATL Council using the hashtag ATLBudget. Submit your questions by messaging us on our Facebook page at ATL Council. To call in your questions, dial 404-546-1928, or you can text us at 404-548-2885.
We know how important the city budget is to you. We welcome your thoughts and your feedback. Thank you.
I've decided to renew the state of emergency for a third time through 11:59 p.m. on July 12th, 2020. This declaration, as you know, plays a critical, important role in our battle against coronavirus.
I'm Phyllis Jackson. Welcome to Stay at Home Connect.
With that extension, Governor Brian Kemp announces reopening guidelines for several entities, including bars and nightclubs, which will be allowed to reopen June 1st, with 39 mandatory guidelines. The new executive order allows for an increase of public gathering sizes up to 25 people in one location, as long as they abide by social distancing rules. Live venues will remain closed for now, but overnight summer camps can open provided they meet 33 guidelines, and amusement parks will be allowed to reopen June 12th, also with mandatory guidelines. Officials from Six Flags of Georgia tell me they've been working on new COVID-19 reopening protocols since March. I spoke with Gene Petriello, Director of Marketing for Six Flags and Whitewater Theme Parks.
In order for you to visit the park, you must make a reservation online. They're going to go through an infrared thermal scan, temperature scan to make sure that they are not experiencing a temperature. And you're going to go through a contactless, security, innovative checkpoint where we will not touch anybody's bag. We are requiring that all our guests wear a mask if you're 3 or older in our park. Both to get into the park and throughout your visit, you must wear your mask.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Carlos Del Rio issues caution with respect to getting out and resuming life in this new COVID-19 reality.
Practice social distance. Be careful. This is not normal times. It will be normal times later. It's not going to be, but it's not right now. And just please be careful. I don't want to see you infected. I don't want to see you become a statistic.
Atlanta City Council member Dustin Hillis introduces legislation prohibiting street racing, a growing problem since the COVID-19 pandemic left many streets with little to no traffic.
Can one girl in a small town, an architect in a major city, and a suburban high school coach shape the future of the United States? Yes, they can. Because every 10 years, the census gives us that power. You can shape your future by responding to the 2020 census. Where do we need new roads to make our lives easier? Where will new school programs help our children thrive? Where could a new health clinic benefit neighborhoods? The 2020 census will inform these decisions and shape how billions of dollars will be distributed to communities like yours each year. And in 2020, you can respond to the census online, by phone, or by mail. It's easy, safe, and important. Make sure you and everyone you know is counted. Now is the time for you to get involved. Your community needs you. Together, we can educate and excite, inspire, and make sure every voice is heard. Together, we can shape our future.
Hi, I'm Jennifer I from the Atlanta City Council, representing District 6 and this year's chair of the Finance Executive Committee.
Do you have a question, comment, or a suggestion related to the City of Atlanta's proposed fiscal year 2021 budget? The Atlanta City Council wants to hear from residents and stakeholders. Which services do you feel need to be prioritized in the fiscal year 2021 budget, which begins July 1st? The general fund budget is set at $673.4 million. There are several ways to reach out and submit your questions and comments to the Council today and during the virtual town hall meeting Tuesday, June 2nd at 6:15 p.m. Send your email to budgettalk@atlantagA.gov. If you'd prefer, you can submit a video of your question, as long as it's 15 seconds or less. For social media, tweet us at ATL Council using the hashtag ATLBudget. Submit your questions by messaging us on our Facebook page at ATL Council. To call in your questions, dial 404-546-1928, or you can text us at 404-548-2885.
We know how important the city budget is to you. We welcome your thoughts and your feedback. Thank you.
I've decided to renew the state of emergency for a third time through 11:59 p.m. on July 12th, 2020. This declaration, as you know, plays a critical, important role in our battle against coronavirus.
I'm Phyllis Jackson. Welcome to Stay at Home Connect.
With that extension, Governor Brian Kemp announces reopening guidelines for several entities, including bars and nightclubs, which will be allowed to reopen June 1st, with 39 mandatory guidelines. The new executive order allows for an increase of public gathering sizes up to 25 people in one location, as long as they abide by social distancing rules. Live venues will remain closed for now, but overnight summer camps can open provided they meet 33 guidelines, and amusement parks will be allowed to reopen June 12th, also with mandatory guidelines. Officials from Six Flags of Georgia tell me they've been working on new COVID-19 reopening protocols since March. I spoke with Gene Petriello, Director of Marketing for Six Flags and Whitewater Theme Parks.
In order for you to visit the park, you must make a reservation online. They're going to go through an infrared thermal scan, temperature scan to make sure that they are not experiencing a temperature. And you're going to go through a contactless, security, innovative checkpoint where we will not touch anybody's bag. We are requiring that all our guests wear a mask if you're 3 or older in our park. Both to get into the park and throughout your visit, you must wear your mask.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Carlos Del Rio issues caution with respect to getting out and resuming life in this new COVID-19 reality.
Practice social distance. Be careful. This is not normal times. It will be normal times later. It's not going to be, but it's not right now. And just please be careful. I don't want to see you infected. I don't want to see you become a statistic.
Atlanta City Council member Dustin Hillis introduces legislation prohibiting street racing, a growing problem since the COVID-19 pandemic left many streets with little to no traffic.
I'm Jennifer I from the Atlanta City Council, representing District 6 and this year's chair of the Finance Executive Committee.
Do you have a question, comment, or a suggestion related to the City of Atlanta's proposed fiscal year 2021 budget? The Atlanta City Council wants to hear from residents and stakeholders. Which services do you feel need to be prioritized in the fiscal year 2021 budget, which begins July 1st? The general fund budget is set at $673.4 million. There are several ways to reach out and submit your questions and comments to the Council today and during the virtual town hall meeting Tuesday, June 2nd at 6:15 p.m. Send your email to budgettalk@atlantagA.gov. If you'd prefer, you can submit a video of your question, as long as it's 15 seconds or less. For social media, tweet us at ATL Council using the hashtag ATLBudget. Submit your questions by messaging us on our Facebook page at ATL Council. To call in your questions, dial 404-546-1928, or you can text us at 404-548-2885.
We know how important the city budget is to you. We welcome your thoughts and your feedback. Thank you.
Everyone, this is Councilmember Jennifer I. The time is now 2 p.m. on Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020, and we are now at our fourth and final presentation of the day during our second week of the City Council review of the Mayor's proposed fiscal year 21 municipal budget, which we refer to as our budget hearings. I'm joined this afternoon by my Vice Chair, Howard Shook of the Finance Executive Committee. We'll take a roll call in a minute to hear which other City Council members are able to join this afternoon. Everybody should have your... I'm getting a little feedback. Everybody should have your presentations that were emailed to you last night. The City Council presentation is on page 145 of our budget book. For the public, if you are listening in but also want to see the presentations, it's up on Channel 26, on Facebook Live, on Twitter, on the City Council homepage, and YouTube. And the presentations and all the budget material are available on the Council's website, located under the Finance Executive Committee Fiscal Year 21 budget page. I'm going to ask Ms. Kempson-Wright if you would please do the roll call.
Yes. Council President Moore?
Here.
Councilmember Smith?
Here.
Councilmember Faroki? Councilmember Brown? Councilmember Winslow?
Present.
Councilmember Archibald?
Here.
Councilmember Shook?
Aye.
Councilmember Mazakite? Councilmember Hillis? Councilmember Boone?
Present.
Councilmember Overstreet?
Present.
Councilmember Shepherd?
Present.
Councilmember Bond? Councilmember Westmoreland? And Councilmember Dickens.
Here.
Madam Chair, there are a total of 10 attendees on the line at this time.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kempson-Wright. And so this is our fourth and final presentation of the day. It is for the services, our research and policy staff, municipal clerk, and our communications director. So with us today, I believe we have Theo Pace, our council staff director, Forrest Webb, our municipal clerk, Santana Kempson-Wright, the council staff deputy director, Vanessa Walden, the deputy municipal clerk, Zena Lewis, the communications director, and Damon Massenberg, the information technology manager. And before I hand it off to Mr. Pace, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to you all. I hope we say it every meeting, but if we forget, this team has done just an exceptional job of keeping City Council running. We were a model for the state, and I think the rest of the country, of moving to remote meetings, and it has, from our point of view, it's been fairly seamless. I know there's a tremendous amount of work that goes on behind the scenes to make it appear that way to everybody, but thank you again for everything that you have been doing to keep us on the regular course of things, and then to be managing this entire budget process as well. We really do appreciate it. So, Mr. Pace, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you get going, and if you can do the handoff with your colleagues as you move from one area to the next. Thank you.
Sure. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Council President, and members of Council. My name is Theo Pace, Staff Director for the Atlanta City Council, and I'm glad to join you all virtually today to give the City Council's FY21 budget briefing. Before I get started, I would like to introduce staff here with me today. I'm joined by Deputy Staff Director Santana Kempson-Wright, Communications Director Zena Lewis, and IT Manager Senior Damon Massenberg. As Council Staff Director, my office provides support to each of the Council offices. We are responsible for staffing all committee meetings, full Council meetings, and work sessions of the City Council. The Office of Communications provides public and media relations support to each office, as well as manages all social media platforms of the Council. Our information technology staff provides desktop and technology support to the entire City Council. As part of our administrative functions, we are responsible for monitoring City Council office budgets, submission of payroll, and processing all purchase orders and disbursement payments to vendors. I am proud of the accomplishments of my staff in FY20. I'm even more impressed with their productivity and creativity since the closure of City Hall. At the request of Council President Moore, we were asked to develop procedures to ensure the continuity of all City Council meetings. This was an added layer to our meeting responsibilities, but my team has not skipped a beat. Through proper planning, creativity, and some ingenuity from staff, the Atlanta City Council has been able to convene its committee and council meetings since late March. We have also been responsible for logistics and weekly conference calls with the mayor and all of the FY21 budget briefings. It is no small feat with no guide or playbook, but we discuss, update, and refine our procedures on a weekly basis. As I make this presentation to you now, my staff, along with those introduced earlier, are actively communicating to ensure all logistics are in place for this budget briefing and that the public has access on various social media platforms, the City Council website, and Channel 26. Cities from Maine to Hawaii have contacted our office to discuss meeting procedures and logistics, and I believe that is a direct testament to the work product of this team. I would like to take a moment to thank them for their continued professionalism and hard work in such a unique environment. If you would advance to slide 2, Ms. Joseph. The Office of Research and Policy Analysis works directly with your offices, the executive branch, city departments and agencies, including external stakeholders, in providing policy and legislative support to the City Council. The research staff fulfilled 53 requests for research from council members, drafted more than 220 pieces of legislation, and analyzed over 1,100 pieces of legislation. They have also staffed 171 hours of meetings. Due to the remote environment, their workload has increased, but they have managed to continue timely dissemination of all committee agendas and preparation of the full council agenda. Next slide, Ms. Joseph. Our new communications director, Zena Lewis, joined our team last August, and he has played a vital role in streamlining operations in the Office of Communications. He and his staff have worked diligently with the focus on increasing the City Council's following on social media. Viewers have seen more digital as well as more written content through platforms such as the Medium. We've also made an effort to provide content to professional publications such as the Society for Human Resources Management. As you can see on the slide deck, there's been a 20% increase in viewership on Twitter, a 54% increase on Facebook, and more than 140% increase on Instagram. We did not use Medium in 2020, but our communications staff have provided 20 written articles on the platform. As it relates to communication media metrics, we drafted over 107 press releases, 38 media advisories, 12 statements, and more than 200 proclamations. A reduction in our communication media metrics is due in large part because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the closure of City Hall. In addition, the Office of Communications created a platform for City Council President Felicia A. Moore in conjunction with the Georgia Municipal Association for Hometown Connections, which invited elected officials from across Metro Atlanta to tour the City Council suite and meet with all members. The office has also provided district-specific video content, including the District 2 State of the District for Councilmember Amir Faroki, as well as virtual one-on-ones with council members discussing their experiences in professional fields that are related to COVID-19. The 2020 Census Public Service announcements highlighted the council president and members of council and has received extremely positive feedback in urging residents to complete their census form. Stay at Home Connect has provided a wealth of information as employees, residents, and visitors navigate the COVID-19 pandemic. And the ATL Strong promo has also been a welcome piece in this new normal. Next slide, Ms. Joseph. Our Administrative Services Division is responsible for the accurate and timely payment of council office purchase orders, disbursement, and I-expense reimbursement requests. As you can see on the slide, they processed almost 900 invoices, 13 budget adjustments, and provided more than 13 classes to council staff that have provided information related to administrative and IT processes. They've also processed a various number of human resource transactions and have welcomed more than 3,800 visitors within the council suite. With the assistance of the administrative staff, 2020 is the 5th consecutive year that the City Council has obtained 100% compliance and timely filing of the City of Atlanta financial disclosures as well. Next slide. For our integrated technology, we've replaced and updated our various standalone printers throughout the suite, which is something that we've done annually in an attempt to upgrade the council's technology. We've refreshed all PCs, including issuing one laptop each to each office in collaboration with Atlanta Information Management, and assisted with resolving more than 1,200 separate technical issues. The IT staff is always on call to assist remotely with council members and staff with various technology issues, and was vital in researching the creation of a roadmap to allow the legislative body to have continuity during the COVID-19 pandemic. As we move to the FY20 budget information, our operating budget for FY21 is $11.9 million. This is a 3% reduction from the FY20 adopted budget. The operational areas include the elected officials' offices, the Office of Research and Policy Analysis, the Office of Communications, Administration and IT Support, as well as the Office of the Municipal Clerk. The current proposed reduction of $340,000, which is found in your budget book, signifies a $162,000 reduction in the salaries for the council staff, $94,000 in other personnel costs, and $129,000 reduction related to your participatory budget program, which is found in your purchase and contracted services. Other reductions included $11,000 other financing issues. Per the adoption of Resolution 20R3970, the proposed City Council budget will be amended so that the $340,000 reduction is shared equally among the elected officials' offices, City Council staff, and the Municipal Clerk's office. I've begun engaging with each council office to determine the appropriate account in which your budget reduction shall be derived from. The respective budget amendment is being prepared and will be provided prior to the adoption of the City of Atlanta FY21 budget on Monday, June 15th. Looking ahead, while my team is consistently evaluating our office processes during this teleworking phase to find efficiencies in our service delivery to the City Council, we are also logistically planning for a return to City Hall to ensure that all council staff has the necessary resources, including personal protective equipment. The Office of Research and Policy Analysis will also be meeting with you to assist in establishing a participatory budget. That completes my portion of this presentation, and I will yield the floor to the Municipal Clerk, Forrest Webb III.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr.
My name is Forrest.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Pace. Yeah, go ahead, Forrest.
Good afternoon. My name is Forrest Webb III, City of Atlanta Municipal Clerk. I'm joined by Deputy Municipal Clerk Vanessa Walden, Office Manager Teresa Payne, Base Coordinator Sean Brown, and State Ethics Compliance Officer Evelyn Scott. Next slide, please. The Office of Municipal Clerk is the central repository for legislative records and custodian of the city seal. The Office of Municipal Clerk is also responsible for the city charter and code of ordinances and codification and adopted by the governing authority. The Office of Municipal Clerk is also responsible for the legal advertisement, annexation, domestic partnership certificates, building permits, affidavits, attestations to the city contract and IGAs, boards, authorities, and commissions, and administration of oaths related to each. Next slide, please. The municipal clerk also serves as the election superintendent for the purpose of calling elections and or referendums. The Office of Municipal Clerk is also responsible for qualifying candidates and contracting with Fulton County Office of Registration and Election and managing election day voting activities. The office also serves as the state ethics filing agent regarding state campaign and financial disclosures for elected officials and candidates seeking office. The detailed statistical data related was provided earlier for your information. Next slide, please. The Office of Municipal Clerk's current and proposed budget remains static at $1.5 million, which is less than 1% of the City of Atlanta's annual budget. The Office of Municipal Clerk will end the fiscal year $200,000 to $280,000 under budget. The FY 2020 expenditures are less than 80% of the authorized budget, reflective of the fiscally responsible approach to applying Atlanta citizens' tax dollars. The remaining balance will be returned to the general fund. Staffing levels are currently at 10 active employees with an average of 16 years of work experience with the City of Atlanta. The goal of the Office of Municipal Clerk is to maintain a meaningful relationship with citizens of Atlanta with an organic approach to good government. The Office of Municipal Clerk will waive all administrative costs for citizens of Atlanta requesting certifications, documents maintained in the Office of Municipal Clerk not to exceed $75 annually per citizen. User-friendly election website usage for nonpartisan elections, notifications regarding municipal, county, state, and federal elections impacting City of Atlanta citizens. The Office of Municipal Clerk has also enhanced the search features of EasyFile, which is the system used and maintained to report campaign and personal financial disclosure information to state ethics officers. Next slide, please. The COVID-19 pandemic impact on the Office of Municipal Clerk has required the office to be divided into 3 isolation teams so as to maintain staffing levels and protect team members and their families. Service has been strained, however, not adversely compromised. Other impacted areas are remote council meetings, remote reconciliation of legislation, regular remote staff meetings via Teams, 90% remote execution of contracts, IGAs, and MOUs. The Office of the Municipal Clerk will continue to telework for an unspecified period of time to minimize health impact in anticipation of the new normal and the next cold and flu season. We thank you for the opportunity to serve you and the citizens of Atlanta. And most of all, we're extremely grateful that the mayor, the city council, the council president has placed all city employees in a position where we can continue to provide for our families remotely, as we are citizens as well, and we see our neighbors struggling, we see our loved ones struggling, and the citizens of Atlanta have afforded us an opportunity to continue to serve in a productive manner, and for that we're extremely grateful. That concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Mr. Webb, and I'm just going to add my thanks to all of you. I do want to thank Mr. Webb and his team for, even though the City of Atlanta doesn't run the June 9th election, he's been very helpful to folks who've been having trouble getting their absentee ballots in or other questions that they've had. So thank you for taking that on when you didn't really have to, but I appreciate that. All right, I'm going to call first on Councilmember Marcy Overstreet, and after Councilmember Overstreet, Councilmember Andrea Boone, and then Council President Felicia Moore. So, Ms. Overstreet, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. I just could not pass up this opportunity to really tell this entire group how much I appreciate you. Your work is exemplary all of the time, with the utmost professionalism at every turn. Your hard work has led to us being like a standard of direction for others further than you know. I receive calls regularly from other cities, from not just right next door, but from miles around, and even from other states like South Carolina. Is just, I'm always in awe at how well you all take care of our office in every turn, like really. And each of you have really been invaluable, I know, to my office. And it's been, a real whirlwind over this last year. And I really didn't feel that we missed a beat at all, and that's due to all of your hard work. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Chair Ide and Councilmember Massacai for leading us and helping Council identify a viable way for us to adjust our office budget, due to the city's projected decrease in our incoming tax dollars. And that was not an easy conversation, and thank you for taking the lead on that, because I do think that our changes were needed. And again, I just want to say that I truly enjoyed working with all of you. Thank you for your professionalism, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Councilmember Overstreet.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that. I couldn't find my mute button. Thank you, Councilmember Overstreet. And next we have up Councilmember Boone.
Yes, kudos to our entire team. You all have worked, and not only have you worked, but you worked your way up through the ranks. You all came from within, and I think that is what makes the difference. You all are like a family. Especially Mr. Pace, Mr. Webb. We have watched you all grow over the years, and we are so proud of you all. if there are any special needs that you all need, please let us know at this time. We don't want to get to Christmas and June and January and then you all have cut something just to the bone and we can't function. So if there's anything that you all need specifically for your teams, please let us know. You all have earned our trust and we value you. And thanks so much for the new communications team that has been put in place. We appreciate you all.
Thank you, Councilmember Boone. I really believe it's just a testament to the team. We enjoy working for you in each of your offices and your staff, and it really is just a family atmosphere within the City Council. So thank you.
One more question. Do we presently have a photographer on staff? Do we presently have a photographer on staff?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ms. Boone. Next, Council President Felicia Moore.
Well, I just would say what they said. I think Councilmember Ide and Overstreet and Boone have said it all. And I, on an ongoing basis, have had the opportunity to continue to thank them for their professionalism and their work. And again, they are a gold standard. When I have my conference calls with National League of Cities, people want to know what we're doing, how we're doing it. I'm sure many of them have reached out to both the clerk's office and our council staff office. And it has been a gold standard, and I want to thank them. And I knew they were really special when, you know, we were sort of ahead of the curve in trying to be prepared in the event we had to have a remote meeting. And I remember giving them the charge of a few days to come up with something, and they really went about it and came up with something, and we had a good practice, and we've been remote ever since. And I just want to thank them for really what they do, and that's what we hired them for, and we expect the best, and we got the best and even more. So I don't have anything to add other than I think Ms. Boone is correct. You know, I know we've had to all make cuts, and we may have to make cuts in the future, but we want to make sure you have what you need to be able to continue to serve us. And if you need anything, please let the chair know so that we can make sure we make adjustments before we adopt the budget. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Council President. Next, I'm going to call on Councilmember Winslow, and then after Councilmember Winslow, Councilmember Shook.
Yeah, everything has really been said, but just wanted to add in my kudos to the staff. This staff doesn't just do the things that Mr. Pace talked about, but they do a lot of research for us. And they're calling other cities, getting maybe other legislation from other cities that might be helpful to us in terms of us looking at problem-solving issues that we have here in Atlanta. So I just can't say enough about the staff, and we don't say enough about the staff generally because they make it look easy, but it's not easy. But all of you make it look easy, but we know that you have to, move a lot of pieces around, and you have 15 bosses, and oh my gosh, I don't know if I could be in an organization where I had 15 bosses that I had to answer to. But all of you do such a professional job with taking care of all of us and making us look good to the public. So I just want to thank you so much for everything that you do. We know that you work long hours. When you leave at 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon, we know you're still working over the weekend. And you've just done a jam-up job with these virtual meetings. They've been on time, on task, haven't had any problems. I know there's probably been some issues in the background, but we didn't know about it because you just made it look so easy and very professional. So just want to thank everyone for their help. And I want to also, so thank you, Mr. Pace, and want to let Mr. Lewis know, thank you for the new ideas that you have brought in terms of communication. We appreciate that. You know, I think you and I kind of got off to a rough start, but we came to a good median and have become very close, I think, over the months that you've been here. So just really appreciate everything that you've done to help grow yourself into the position that you're in now. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Winslow.
And Madam Chair, thank you for everything, because going through the budget and, you know, trying to balance and work with the administration, you know, it's not easy, and there's got to be a lot of communication going on, but you've done a fabulous job as a council person who's only been in 3 years, so kudos to you.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, I think I have Councilmember Archibong, and then after Archibong, Councilmember Dickens.
Emma. Hi, thank you. I echo a lot of the sentiment that's already been expressed, but I had a question. I was looking in the budget book, and I don't understand or see where the clerk's budget is listed in a way that can be identifiable, and then having the council office expenses and budget being separately identified. Does that make sense? Because I'm driving, I'm sorry, but I want to see the clerk and the municipal clerk, and I want to see Mr. Pace's budget as separate pieces of information that we can review. Or did I overlook that?
No, ma'am. I think along with Mr. Webb, we can provide that breakout information to you.
Okay, that was...
This is Forrest Webb. Typically, that information can be provided by the finance department.
Okay.
Yeah, Ms.
And I would...
Councilmember Archibong, I can get you that information. They may, I don't have it here in front of me, but it does, they can do the breakout and then the roll up into it, so we can get that to you.
And I know at some time ago, many years ago, we also looked at those functions that the municipal clerk performs that are citywide as opposed to the council, and this is just for information purposes. So I would like that further refinement as well.
Yeah, we will definitely get you that information.
I think everybody should. I mean, maybe everybody would like to see it. I don't know. But thank you very much for getting that. That's it.
Thank you. And we will circulate that to everybody. All right, Mr. Dickens, and after Dickens, Mr. Shook.
I also wanted to lend my voice to everyone else's voice as they given kudos and congratulations and thanks to our council staff and to the clerk's office. Very professional, always available. Mr. Pace, Mr. Webb, you have great leadership, and Ms. Kempson Wright, you and the rest of them, everybody. Actually, everybody is just great and willing to lend a hand, and I appreciate it so much. My team depends on you guys, and you're always helpful. So I think you've really demonstrated to a lot of us and to others around us and other municipalities how to do a professional job and do it well. And I'm very happy about how Council President, how Ms. I, and everybody has gotten us onto this virtual platform to be able to do all the things that we're doing for the city of Atlanta with our citizens. I don't know of too many other places with even more resources than we have that could have done this in the way that we've done it. And I just applaud you all, and can't wait to see you again too. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dickens. I really want to say that, I have to really give credence to the ingenuity of Mr. Lewis, Mr. Massenberg, Ms. Kempson Wright, along with our cousins in the municipal clerk's office, for really coming through with the processes needed to continue to hold all of our remote meetings. Mr. Lewis with his expertise and Mr. Massenberg really came together, and we all sat around the table and came up with a plan. And, we refine it weekly. We update things. But, it's a process that's ongoing. But I really want to give them their due justice that they really done a good job as far as standing up these remote meetings.
All right, Mr. Shook.
I need to be another stop on the Summer of Love tour here and add, but if I had to work for the 15 of us, I would totally off myself. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else have a question or a comment? Give it another second or two. We will circulate all of the detail, the breakdown of each division that rolls up into the city council budget, so we make sure everybody has the details in front of them. I'm not seeing anybody else putting up their virtual hand. So thank you all. This was a great, concise, to the point budget. Thank you, everybody, for digging deep and finding a way to make this budget work for city council. When Mr. Pace and I started looking at it and talking about it, one thing that we realized is that every single person who works on the city council side does an important job, and they do it well. And we wanted to make sure that we could, certainly play a role in reducing the city's expenses this year as we tightened up the budget, but to make sure that we could continue to have the services and support of everybody that works to make city council a success, and didn't want to have to lose anybody. So I'm glad we found a way to do that, because I think that we are a, lean, mean staff, and I don't think that we have much capacity to do without anybody, and there's certainly no dead weight on the team. So I appreciate everybody pitching in and figuring out a way to do it and to do more with less. So thank you all, and we need to thank you every day, but I also want to say not only do we thank you, but we miss you. We get to see you virtually, but I think we're all, wish that we could be together, and I hope that we can do that soon, because I don't know if the public sees it, but we actually have a really great time together, and you all, are just the best, and hopefully sooner than later we can all be together in a safe way. So this will conclude today's budget hearings, but it doesn't conclude the day for budget-related items. So we are going to take a break at 6 o'clock. We have our millage rate virtual hearing. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that information up. For us tonight at 6 o'clock is going to be our property tax millage rate hearing, which will be remote. You can find the call-in information if you go to the City Council web page on the calendar. It has the information for the public. The number is 877-499-2930, conference ID 399-5242, or 423-7466. Just like the rest of the budget, you can view it on Channel 26, the City Council website, the City Council Facebook, Twitter pages, and you can leave comment relating to this public hearing up to 1 hour before the start of the meeting. So that's up until 5 o'clock today, by calling 404-330-6021 and leave a message not to exceed 3 minutes. Following the millage rate hearing, we're going to have our public hearing, which is our interactive community budget session, at 6:15. That, again, you can watch it on Channel 26, on the website, Facebook, Twitter pages. The public call-in access to that is 877-499-2930, conference ID 399-5242, or 423-7466. There were many ways to get us information on that. You can tweet us, you can Facebook us, you can
leave a voicemail. And again, if you go to the City Council website, you can find all of the information there. That is the venue for the public to express their thoughts, concerns, questions about the budget, and I will be chairing the meeting, and we will have the departmental representatives there who can respond to the budget. So we're going to do our best to make it interactive, even though we're in a virtual environment. So I'm going to wrap up our budget hearings for now, but if you are able and interested, please call back in at 6 and then again at 6:15 for our mill rate hearing and our interactive community budget hearing. Thank you and have a great afternoon.